Welcome back to Kaler Fieldhouse. It is the 17th annual Perryman Keglovits All-Star Classic. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Capasso, along with Pleasant Valley girls coach Nadia Goronsky. It was a fun girls game. We expect more of the same in the boys game.
More of the same, but I think it's going to be a different fest. In the girls game, it was a three-point fest. Boys game is going to be a dunk fest, I'm pretty sure. Has been for years.
it was interesting talking to the girls after the game. They wanted to win. It was fun, but they all knew the big picture.
Why they were here. And obviously it's that legacy that we talked about, the Perryman Keglovits Foundation. And I know the guys were at the same practice that the girls were, and they talked about those things, and I'm sure the guys feel the exact same way.
And all the things that we saw, the speeches and all the things that came up before the game, and of course Kenny Piankowski being named the Al Keglovits Spirit of Basketball Award winner this year. That's just part of this whole thing that is the Perryman Keglovits event.
Kenny does so much for the event. He gets the player profiles together, he helps with the booklet, and more importantly, he's been a coach for 20, 30 years now, and he's somebody that I look up to, somebody that I know I can rely on as a younger coach, and he's well-deserved reward. He's a great guy.
All right, guys are about to get it going. We should see some fun basketball here. We have an awful lot of talent that's going to be on the court. We'll see how it all meshes.
Yeah, Jeremiah for East
Anderson.
Anderson. I'm excited to see him play. I watched him on TV, and I'm also excited to see some of the Pokemon East guys who had a great season this year. So I know it will be very competitive, but I also know that it's more than just the competitiveness. It's the legacy that we're here for.
And they all want to show their stuff here one last time.
That's right.
All right, Perryman Keglovits boys basketball, the 17th annual. We'll introduce all the players and have our opening tap in a moment. Welcome back to Kaler Fieldhouse. It's the 17th annual Perryman Keglovits All-Star Classic, and we go to our boys' public address announcer, Chuck Cease.
We're just about ready to get our men's game underway. But ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we'd like to do right now is have a moment of silence for Frank Nicoletti, the co-founder of the East Stroudsburg Youth Association, who passed away 2 weeks ago at the age of 85 at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Pocono. Nicoletti, nicknamed Cheech, was a Roseto native who unlocked the potential of youth sports in East Stroudsburg and its surrounding area with the creation of the East Stroudsburg Youth Association in 1973 with co-founder Walt Knowles. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'd like to turn the microphone over to Sharon Lavador.
Thank you all so very much for coming and supporting the Perryman Keglovits All-Star Games. We appreciate the athletes and all the students from the high schools that have come, bands, cheerleaders, and the youth group as well. Thank you so much. You know, we do this every year because it's about community. 17th year, who would think? And it's all because you have lent your support over 17 years and continue to do so, and we thank you for that. And I think what's most important about tonight is that we realize that cancer touches many people. So, if cancer's touched you or your family, please raise your hand. If cancer's taken somebody, a loved one, please raise your hand too. Keep it up. And remember that we are not only here to support the All-Stars and the Perryman Foundation, but it's to support you, the community, as well. This is what we are all about and what your fight is all about. So we're here for you. And thank you for coming. Now I'd like to introduce Sherry to you. She will talk to you about Lizzie's Circle, because you know every year we always have a target group. This year's pediatric cancer, and she will explain Lizzie's Circle to you. Thank you. Sherry?
Hi, my name is Sherry Herman, and I am here representing Elizabeth Campanelli and the Lizzie Circle Foundation. Lizzie was diagnosed in 2009 with brain cancer. She fought 18 months and lost her battle to cancer.
This foundation was created in her memory, and what this foundation does is it supports families and the guardians of newly diagnosed pediatric cancer patients that are from the Monroe County area. I'm here representing, my daughter's name is Skylar Herman. She was diagnosed with leukemia in 2017, October. We personally benefited from the Lizzie Circle Foundation. When she got diagnosed, there was newspaper articles that were written on my daughter, and without even asking, we received a check in the mail to help us out with transportation back and forth to Philadelphia for her treatments, to the hospitals, our tolls. So this foundation is really special to my heart. Tonight they're going to be pulling around this shoe here, and this is to collect money for Lizzie Circle. Thank you all for coming out here tonight, and if you could all please consider donating to this foundation so she can continue to help out newly diagnosed pediatric cancer patients in our community. Thank you.
At this time, please stand. Singing our national anthem is Amanda Parrish.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Excellent job. Thank you so much.
I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups. First for the Keglovits All-Stars in yellow, please welcome number 14 from Pocono Mountain East, Devon Castro. Number 15 from Pocono Mountain East, Winston Edwards. Number 20 from Pocono Mountain West, Eddie Jermosen. Number 30 from East Stroudsburg North, Isa Abu. And number 32 from Pleasant Valley, Andrea Gaddis. The head coach of the Keglovits All-Stars is Mark Oakley from Pocono Mountain East. And now, here are the Perryman All-Stars. Representing East Stroudsburg South, number 2, Jeremiah Anderson. Representing Pocono Mountain West, number 3, Rico Ford. Representing Notre Dame of East Stroudsburg, number 5, Danny Lynch. Representing Notre Dame of East Stroudsburg, number 1, Dylan Paris. And number 25 from Notre Dame of East Stroudsburg, Dylan Dembinski.
Did I give them one too many? I think I did one too many.
Jeremiah Anderson will be starting in place of Rico Ford. The head coach is Bob Mullen. Mark Allison from Notre Dame of East Stroudsburg make up the coaching staff of the Perryman All-Stars. Our officials on the floor, Larry Ott, John Casciota, and James Farabee. And please welcome Steve Cunningham to toss the ceremonial tip.
So set to start here in the Perryman Keglovits All-Star Game. The Keglovits team in gold, Perryman in blue. And we'll have one of the smallest guys around against one of the biggest guys around to tap.
Don't underestimate the small guys. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, he's already got a trick. He's already grabbing at him.
It didn't work. Keglovits with the ball. Winston Edwards, a very long three. And a rebound by Dylan Dembinski. And here's Jeremiah Anderson, the EPC Player of the Year. What a 2-year career Jeremiah Anderson had at East Stroudsburg South.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to watching him play in this All-Star Game because he was just outstanding for East Stroudsburg South during the season.
1,154 points in 2 years, and those are the kind of moves that made him so great.
Very laid-back approach. The girls' game was very intense, but the guys seemed a little bit more laid back, a little bit more laxed. But they're out there having fun, which is the most important thing.
Anderson with the first dunk.
Let's get a tally of how many dunks in this game. How many threes in the girls' game?
All right, how many threes do we have? Let's see. And if we get the three by Edwards, no good. Keglovits still has it.
There's another one.
And there's
That's
two.
two.
Andres Gaddist. So let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Perryman and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Keglovits. So that's 15.
We'll see if the boys can beat it. 15 threes. We already saw 3 very long ones, so we'll see what happens.
And, well, maybe should they get a minus for the miss?
I think so. Absolutely.
Ford for 3, and it's rebounded by Gaddist. Up ahead, it's Issa Abu of East Stroudsburg North. Double figures this year for the Timberwolves.
Got a very experienced coaching staff for the Perryman team. Mark Allison and the coach for Notre Dame, V. Stroudsburg. Just have been Bob Mullen.
Yeah.
Been around for a long, long time. A lot of experience over there.
And they won another district championship this year. Great year for Notre Dame. I want an alley-oop. They're trying to go to Anderson. Of course, Mark Dudley has brought Pocono East back. Oh, they get another negative on a missed dunk. And then a missed layup. Anderson, and he'll get that.
The athleticism in him is just incredible. No wonder he had 1,100 points in 2 seasons.
Yeah. That's going to be knocked away by Perryman. Of course, Anderson, the EPC Player of the Year, and it was funny during the playoffs, everybody's talking about, we have so many good players, and they don't get to see Anderson that much, especially the guys that I talk to, the media guys. Dembinski for 3 is short. But especially after the win against Emmaus, everybody said, oh, he's the Player of the Year. Oh, by far.
He plays the game so flawlessly, and he just has a smile on his face. He's just excited to play. And you got to appreciate somebody who has fun while they're playing the game.
And he does that well, too. Usually does that well. Anderson trying to bounce pass to Ford. 8 rebounds, 4.5 assists. I mean, he led the team in assists. When a guy leads a team in scoring and assists, he's doing a lot for the team. Gaddist, there you go. That's his second dunk.
Gaddis had a tough year this year, getting hurt very early on for Pleasant Valley. And I wonder what his season would have been like if he was able to play every single second of the season. It was unfortunate. He came back later on.
Eddie Jermosin for 3. And then Bobby Hahn took over that team this year. And boy, you think you got something going, and then one of your best players gets hurt at the beginning of the year.
It takes the wind out of your sails, but I'll say that Coach Hahn kept it together for the boys, and the boys really rallied around him, and they got better as the season went on.
Danny Lynch with the basket, his first basket. Notre Dame with a great year, that district championship, and Lynch was so good in the postseason.
And you know that Coach Mullen has been around for a long time, has seen a lot of different things. So you knew he was going to be prepared as the playoffs went on. The surprise team this year, Poker Mountain East, with Mark Dudley at the helm, I think really did a good job. You were kind of shocked by that. We're always hearing West, 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 and then to have East come in and dominate that North Division.
Paolo Villalona sneaks in there for the rebound and the basket. At the other end, Devon Castro, who had that last basket, comes up short here. Yeah, I mean, Mark Dudley did a nice job putting that thing together quietly, and then this was the year that, they really stepped forward, won the division title.
Step back 3 off the rim.
Yeah, they had some tough games against West. They had some tough games against South, but when they needed to get the job done, they did.
Jacob Miller's 3. Now, the girls were hitting these threes.
Let's see
the guys
that.
are not.
I was just going to say, my bet is that the girls have more 3 than the boys. Now, I'm a little partial, but I think the girls will outshoot the guys.
Well, I thought we were scoring the dunks against the 3s.
Well, we could do the dunks, too. I'll keep the 3s.
Okay, we'll make sure we check the 3s, too. Nice drive by Raphael Valentine, but that comes off. At the other end, Ashton Smith of Pleasant Valley has it roll off, but a nice putback by East Stroudsburg North's Jacob Miller. Nice little ollie and a layup oop for Villalona.
It's amazing how much quicker amazing how much quicker the boys' game is. I mean, just you see the girls, and the girls do a fantastic job of running the floor well, but the guys are just really, really athletic. And you don't realize that unless you sit down and you watch this. And I don't get the opportunity to watch many guys' games.
Shot up off the back iron.
Neilio Creasy for North misses. It's kept alive by the Perryman All-Stars. And now the other way comes Devon Castro. Castro end-to-end lays it in.
He did a nice job of splitting the seam in the middle of the court and continued to the basket.
Tied up at 12.
Back to 3-point range shot.
This is Villalona.
Villalona the dribble and drive.
Drives, has that roll out. And it's rebounded by Tashad Thompson, another one of those Cardinals. Tashad on the drive. He had a big year, 13 points, nearly 9 rebounds a game.
Well, he had a nice defensive play down here, and he got the payment down the other end. Strong kid, big kid, but plays the game well, has a lot of skill as well.
Pass is knocked out of bounds. Jack Robinson.
This will stay at this end.
It'll stay, however, Keglovits ball.
Castro did such a good job of running that Cardinal team. Couldn't get the alley-oop to Tashad Thompson. Pilgrim hands off to Neilio Creasy from East Stroudsburg North. Tashad, he's got the dunk.
Shows the athleticism of him, the way he can get up and elevate himself off the floor.
Hello, Villalona. There's another basket at the other end. By the way, 3 dunks for Keglovits, 2 for Perryman so far. So that's 5.
And 0 threes.
0 threes. Still 0 threes. Villalona scoops it up ahead. Valentin steps back, and it's Tashad Thompson with the rebound. Castro throws it down. That's 4 for Keglovits, and they lead at 18-16.
Keglovits All-Stars.
Pilgrim misses the 3. Castro, he misses the dunk. Oh, that's 3 negatives there for Keglovits. Pilgrim behind the back, Gracie. What a year Pilgrim had this year. I mean, Pilgrim is, they say he's 6'2". I don't know if he's 6'2". I don't know if he's quite 6'2", but boy, he played above the 6'2" all season long, and a real reason why Pocono Mountain West made districts for, again, every year in their existence.
Well, he is averaging 17 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. Anytime you have somebody who can average a double-double, that's pretty impressive.
Thompson with 6. Wholesale changes for the 2 teams. There's Mike Long.
Perryman All-Stars trying to land a 3-point shot. Now a little pass into the corner.
Timbinski. That's poked away. And back goes Winston Edwards. Edwards leans in, flips it up and in. His first basket.
You know, Pocono Mountain West not only has a new coach there as well after Brad Pencil being at the helm for as many years as they did, but you're also having Ken Pinkowski as your assistant coach, a varsity coach for Pleasant Valley for years. That kind of experience as an assistant is invaluable, and that could attribute to why they're so successful every single year.
Well, you know who's on the bench with them too now? Mark Brown.
Mark Brown, yeah.
Couple of there's a lot of district championships in that coaching staff.
Pocono Mountain West is they're just a great basketball school, and it's just great to watch them play every single year. You know that they're going to be competitive. You know that they're going to challenge those Lehigh Valley teams, and that's tough to do, especially in the EPC division that we're in.
Anderson out, Mike Long. There's first
one.
3. Mike Long, a legacy, maybe not this game, but of course Mike Long, part of that 94 East Stroudsburg championship team that produced, of course, Art Perryman.
Now that was the team that won the district championship and played against
Played Rip Hamilton, Coatesville.
Yep.
Went to the state quarterfinals and lost in the quarterfinals, alley-oop there to Gaddis. And a lot of people believe that was the state championship that year. They lost to Chester in the quarterfinals, and even the Chester team, those guys said that that was the best team they played in the tournament. Dylan Paris.
And you got to remember, in '94, that's when you still had those 4 tiers. You're not going into a 6-tier bracket like we have now.
Winston Edwards gets the layup. Perryman leads 28-21. They tried to alley-oop to Anderson.
And playing at this gym with nothing behind you, it is a little deceiving when you're making those passes because you just have such a big backdrop behind you.
Cat has put up a 3. I think Anderson gave him a little something inside. They alley-oop to Anderson, who lays it in. 8 for Jeremiah. Winston Edwards for 3. There's another 3.
That's 3.
Of course, Jeremiah Anderson, they had the VIA All-Star yesterday. Anderson named the best player, and that's all the leagues there too, not just the EPC. He was named the Player of the Year.
We do a nice event here with the Perryman Keglovits, but the VIA game is also a nice event where you're working down with the VIA organization, playing at Northampton Community College, so another great venue, and the kids really get to play competitively against each other, and it's really nice. I've had the pleasure of coaching that 3 years, and I've enjoyed every single second of that.
We'll give him 4 if he makes one of those. We want to give him 4. Mike Long. Mike Long with 5 points here. And the layup to Tashad Thompson. 10 for Tashad on one side, 10 for Anderson on the other. See, the alley-oop, they're not getting great alley-oop passes.
No, they're not. Well, remember, these guys, although seeing each other throughout the year, really don't play with each other. So this is going to be interesting until they can get used to each other and what each other does on the floor.
Jeremiah Anderson with a 3, so that's 1, 2, 3
4
for Perryman and 1 for Keglovits.
That's 4. I may be wrong. I thought I was good. I voted for the girls. I'm going to stick with the girls. I'm not changing.
We'll see. We'll see. That's taken away by Valentine. Up ahead, Pilgrim. They tried a little trailer alley-oop. None of it worked. Danny Lynch for 3. Oh, that's a great pass.
Nice look. Dynamite cross-court pass.
Jacob Miller with the basket from Castro. Gaddis, let's see if he take. Oh, I thought maybe he'd take that super long one. Ashton Smith from PV. No. Jack Robinson. Paolo Vallalona with 6.
Now we got one ref who's done 2 games. So I was talking about longevity of people playing. We'll have to watch, make sure that he can last both games. That's a lot of running.
John Casciata doing both games. Oh, nice behind the back. Pilgrim to Villalona.
3-point push it down.
James Farabee and Larry Ott are the other 2 officials giving their time for the boys' game. That's taken back by Ford. Ford for 3. That's off. Pilgrim is there for the putback.
Another evenly matched game.
Keglovits by 5. Perryman by 5, I beg your pardon. See, they started on the opposite sides this time from the girls. Jacob Miller for 3. Jacob Miller from East Stroudsburg North. That's 2 for Keglovits. Ooh, Ish Pilgrim with the nice move. Gaddis. Castro. I think he tried to get back to the trailer. Gaddis.
Another lob pass, though. You've been talking about the lob.
Ish. Pilgrim through the legs and then the layup. You can get a little pressure here. Somebody's going to play some defense. One of the best shows we've seen in a couple of years here. They always have fun. They always put on a great show, too.
Oh,
is that a
7.
3?
That
is a 3.
I could be wrong in the first quarter.
That was Valentine.
We're under a minute to play, 35 seconds.
Oh, how about the alley-oop past Gaddis himself, but it's going to go back to Perryman. You know what's great about this is, you know, it's not that they're not taking it serious, but they're taking the fun serious out.
Yes.
You know, they're getting a chance to show their thing here.
Yeah, they're getting a chance to showcase their skill set, but they're also enjoying being on the floor with each other. I mean, when somebody makes a great move, they all smile at each other. When someone makes a bad move, they laugh at each other. So that's what's important.
But Jack Robinson with a steal. And the 3, Ashton Smith, no. And that's not going to go before the buzzer, and that ends the first half.
We'll take a break. We've got some young basketball players coming out and say
How about that? Half of basketball, huh?
It's a great half of basketball. The kids are definitely having a good time out there, and it's very evenly matched, 7-point game.
We are at halftime. It's the Perryman Keglovits All-Star Classic, and Perryman leads it 45-38 at the half. Welcome back. We're at halftime of the boys' game in the 17th annual Perryman Keglovits All-Star Classic. Perryman up 45-38. Bit of a dunk fest in that first game. And I'm Bob Capasso, of course. Nani Goronsky with us. And you know this guy, Jim McCarroll, head coach of Pocono West football. But also, a really cool endeavor here in the Poconos the last couple of years, the 570 sports camps. And what year, about 2-3 years?
This is our third year.
Third year, okay. First of all, how did it come about?
4 of us, myself, Chuck Daly, Jim Miller, and Brian Mitchell, been friends for a long time and talked about starting something sooner or later. And then Chuck retired from coaching. And we got together and said we want to start something where our kids from all the school districts, you know, are going to be competing against each other. So later on, when they get to high school, you know, they're not afraid to compete with the teams from the Valley. And it's been working out great so far. You know, we teach sportsmanship, we teach fundamentals, and we started that first year with 3 camps, and this year we're up to 15 camps. So it's working out really well, and we're very excited about helping the Perryman Keglovits game today, and we're excited about all the people in the community that have helped out with the sports camps and all the kids that are involved. So it's a very exciting time for us right now.
You mentioned the thing about the community, and that's what this is kind of about, and the great crowd here today. You're part of the community, the camp's part of the community, and part of this greater Pocono region community that's come out to support tonight.
Absolutely. Cancer affects everybody in some way or another. You know somebody, and we're here trying to do our little part to help any way we can. I teach with Stacy every day, and I've become very familiar with the Perryman family, so it was a no-brainer for us to come out and help there, and in the near future we'll try to help more as we can as we grow as a business with the camps. So we're just happy to be here and looking forward. It's great to see the crowd they have tonight and hope they do very well.
Different camps too, not just one sport. Talk about all the sports, because the newest thing was the wrestling that you had down in Lee Height, which was great too.
We just had a call at our Super Slam. First time we did that down in Lee Height, and we had 275 kids. We also have flag football that's starting up next week. We do that at Stroudsburg. In the summer we have football. We have robotics at St. Luke's. We have soccer this year, which will be new, field hockey. We have a kicking camp with David Akers. Also new this year, Steve Carlton will be doing a pitching camp at Stroudsburg. So we partnered up with St. Luke. So they allowed us to have David Akers and Steve Carlton. So it's worked out really well. We also have basketball in the fall. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything, but it's pretty neat what's going on. And the community has responded well for that need. And we're very excited to provide that service for them. And we love doing it. We're all football coaches, so, you know, we get coaches in those sports. Field hockey, Jen LaBasso helped us out. Basketball, we've had local youth coaches from East Stroudsburg and Stroudsburg help out with that camp. So, you know, 4 of us got together. There's no egos there, and we just have a fun time doing it. And love hanging out with the kids, coaching the kids. And that's the thing where we're trying to have fun with the kids, and sports should be fun. And we only pretty much deal with the youth sports, you know, the 3rd to 8th grade, and we enjoy it. It's great working with the kids.
And Nani, I know you know that it's the youth sports that make programs like yours as good as they are, because it starts.
Well, that's where their interest lies. When they're young like that, they're impressionable. And if you could reach out to them early enough and say, hey, we want you to get involved, they will. And they'll choose not just maybe sports, but a better path in life, too, that they're committed to something and dedicated to something as well.
It's neat because we have kids that have never played anything, and they see mom and dad like dragging them in. And then by the end of the camp, oh, I loved it. And the parents are, they had a great time, they'll be back. And the one camp that's really neat is the STEM, the robotics camp we did at St. Luke's, and they got Duke from East Stroudsburg North did a great job with that. The doctors from St. Luke's came down because they talked about how they use STEM in their, surgery and different stuff like that. And it was neat to see the kids just teaming up together from different school districts and brainstorming and doing that stuff, and it was awesome. It's just neat to see the process and from day one till the last day, and
that diversity is important for kids too, because it may not just be a sports outlet, but as an educator, STEM, science, technology, it's really important, mathematics. So it's nice to see that the kids have a diverse an array of choices that they can choose from in order to get involved.
Absolutely, we're excited. It's fun to be 570 right now. It's growing faster than we ever thought it was, but we serve Pocono, we serve Carbon County, and hopefully we'll trickle down into Lehigh Valley a little bit. But we're trying to take care of the Pocono kids right now, and it's worked out well for us.
Football's coming soon, buddy.
I love it. I can't wait. Can't wait till Saturday afternoon up at Pocono Mountain West. I don't know what game you're doing, but we're excited. We're excited for football season. It comes quick.
Jimmy, good seeing you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Jim McCarroll with the Pocono West football coach. 570 Sports Camps. Check them out online. Your website.
570sportscamp.com.
There you go.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Perryman Keglovits All-Star Boys second half in a moment. Perryman leads it. Welcome back. Perryman Keglovits All-Stars getting set for the second half, 45-38. Perryman with the lead. He looks the same, a little bit older, but several years ago, in that 94, couple of decades, 94 champion East Stroudsburg, what is now East Stroudsburg South, Mike Longboy. Great to see you, part of that fantastic team with Art and that whole crew. First of all, talk about Art and kind of this whole event here and what that means to you and the rest of your buddies.
I mean, just the fact that, 24 years later, and look around, look how prevalent he is still. I mean, everybody, my son, he never laid eyes on his uncle, but everything he did, everything he does coming up was to represent for them. These kids take a pride just off the name of Arthur Perryman because they've heard of his legacy.
And we always say that it's interesting that these guys were not around for that, but they all get it.
Yeah. And that's what's so special about it. And this event has a lot to do with that. This event has a lot to do with that because of Mr. Lavador and, the foundation keeping his name alive, which is awesome. 16
for Jeremiah Anderson. There's another one of your threes, Nadia. They're closing in on the girls.
He's tough. Jeremiah is very tough.
Well, I think that the girls are going to outscore the boys on three-pointers, so you need to be on my side with that.
Winston Edwards with the layup. First of all, last year's championship, it made everybody think about your team and what it was like, and your son was on that team. How special was that for them to finally break through for a championship and to have young Mike on that?
I mean, that was super special. For my son and I both to share district gold medals, I think we might be the only combination in the school history to do that. So that was really special. Maybe in the whole county, matter of fact. So that was awesome. It was a great ride. It, like you said, brought back so many memories of when we were doing it. So it was great to see that culture.
Now, did you give your son any advice prior to the game, knowing how important that district game was?
Just have fun. Just enjoy it. This could be your last basketball game that's organized. So, depending on what you do as far as college. So enjoy it. Have fun. You represent for your uncle. I mean, it don't get any better than that.
Now, recently, and how about Anderson? 18 points now for Jeremiah.
Tough.
He's something.
He's something.
It's funny how Winston Edwards, a little short, he's trying those 4-pointers out there. It's funny how a legend will grow and somebody will be much better years later. And we heard about so much about how great Art was. And were the stories getting bigger? Well, recently, anybody who's Facebook friends with you realized that they got to watch a couple of those games. You had the Coatesville game on, you had the Whitehall District Championship game on, and we all got to see how great those guys, the whole bunch of you were back then.
I mean, we fed off Art. And as far as the story goes, I don't think his story's big enough, to be honest with you. He's one of them kids. You got to watch and watch some of them old games to just believe how special he was. I mean, we had a stretch in the one state game where he hit 3 threes back-to-back from the NBA line. So,
well, and I did the same thing too. You think about it, it's like, oh, is it just talk? And then you see, what he did and what you guys did in that game. And we were talking about this too. You lost to Chester in the quarterfinal. That was probably the state championship game, but even the Chester guys said that was the best team they played.
Yeah. To this day, we're good friends with a lot of those Chester guys, but that was the thing. Art didn't just do it against, no names. He did it against the best in the business. You're talking about Richard Hamilton, who was an NBA champion. Peter Lisicki, who was the best shooter in the nation at that time. A Reading team that had a bunch of Division I players on it. Chester, state champions. I mean, the myth, it's not a myth at all. It's reality.
The more you watch those, like I said, you had, there's a dunk. There's a dunk by Castro, his second. And all you have to do is go look at those games, and you'd see, how great that team was. And another layup for Perryman. That's Valentine. Jeremiah with another throwdown.
Get up, young fella.
He's special, isn't he? Boy. How about the group, though? I mean, that's been a special group. We see a lot of you guys. We saw Kevin Smiley here earlier today. I mean, that group is still around, and they're all doing well in each of their different ways.
Yeah, everybody's doing great. I speak to Hassan on the regular. We're actually putting together a Arthur Perryman Skills Academy. Should be up and going by the summer, so a lot of it's going to be voluntary work, free for the kids, and then we'll offer different levels. But it's another way to give back in Art's name and to make sure his legend sticks around and his name rings out, not just, once a year for this, but just year round. And people realize not just for us, but what he did for the community at that time. Like, he uplifted the community. We all did, but we fed off Art. Art was our leader, and he was a silent leader, but he was our leader. So, he did so much. And I feel like we can't do enough to give back to him, to be totally honest with you.
Again, before we let you go, talk about you're trying. I know you've seen. I've seen you. You've posted a bunch of things trying to get this up and running. Again, what was the thing you're gonna try and get going with the clinics and the?
Right now we got it where we're down at the park, Dansbury Park, every day, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And, you can bring your kids down. They can come out and learn the fundamentals of the game. Learn the game the right way, the way it should be learned, how we learned it. Just a way to give back to the culture, give back to the process. Like you said, with East Stroudsburg having such a great year these last 2 years, it was awesome. So that's a culture we want to try to keep creating and keep going in the area.
Villalona with a 3. You got that tally. It's getting close to the girls.
I've got 10.
You got 10.
Girls got 15. I got 10. But it's nice what you said there about the younger people getting involved. That's the age group you need to hit if you want to be successful in the game. You can't pick it up in 8th grade and 9th grade and expect to be a very, very good basketball player. It starts at a very young age, so it's nice to see that coming back into the community.
We were fortunate because when I was coming up, we had great what they call feeder programs from 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way up through. We had a consistent core of coaches that dealt with all of us, and it was like it went from one level to the next, and they grew upon what we learned earlier on. And that's what I think is missing in this area right now.
Well, good luck with that. Hopefully, the kids will realize that it's a good group that's going to be out there teaching, doing this. But great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been great. Keep doing what you do, Mr. Capasso. I've been watching you since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Well, you're one of the guys who makes me feel old, because I always said that I wouldn't feel old until I started getting the kids of kids. And here it is.
Yeah, but you look like you did in 94. But you take care. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Mike Long with us. Thanks, buddy. Ashton Smith, another 3 for Keglovits.
That's 11.
It's always a fun group, those guys, when you get to talk to them.
They were definitely part of a special team, and you know, when you have that close bond, it's hard to break friendships up, and they last for a long time. I mean, I had the fortunate ability to play with a District 11 championship team, and I know how close we were as a group, and I can only imagine that they feel the same sentiments of being close and wanting to keep something like Arthur's legacy alive.
Nice job by Tashad Thompson. 12 points for Tashad, and they're back within 6. Pilgrim. Oh, here's Pilgrim with a nice move.
Wow. I don't know what else to say other than wow.
Boy, he did that all year too. Castro, the reverse, no. Tashad Thompson with 14. Yeah, that was, and it was a breakthrough team, you know, winning that district championship. It had been a long time.
Offensive rebound keeps it alive.
Oh, how about that 3 by Danny Lynch?
That was close to your 4-pointer that you've been talking about. Close. I'm not giving it to him.
Jacob Miller for 3. Off the rim.
They can't answer. And Pilgrim goes the other way. 8 minutes left here in the 17th annual Perryman Keglovits. Thompson has Castro up ahead. Devon. Oh, there's another negative for Keg. That's 4. Tashad, a couple of chances. He's got it. 16 for Tashad, but 4 negatives for Keglovits. They have 4 missed dunks.
And I'll take a moment to thank Martinelli Driving Schools.
You know, we were talking in the girls' game about how good of people they are. You know, looking through this program book, I'm looking at the boys, and it's the same across the board. They're just great kids. They have a lot of different activities they're involved in, a lot of different extracurriculars that they, you know, put on the forefront to try to make themselves well-rounded individuals. But my favorite person is Dylan Paris, who said he has over 70 pairs of shoes. He challenged me, I think. I think.
70? Do you have 70?
70 times that by 2, probably 140.
Winston Edwards. Winston Edwards was 11. He had a 44-point game earlier this year.
Here comes Mike Long into the front court, into the lane, kick out.
Dembinski. There's another.
That's
3.
13. They got to get 3 more in 7 minutes.
That's his first basket. And another one at the other end. Andres Gaddis.
5 minutes, a 5-point cushion, I should say, with 7:05.
5-point lead for Perryman.
Figured it out.
Oh, that one's stripped. Here comes the Keglovits team, and Winston Edwards at the other end has 13.
You know, both gentlemen that we had here speaking about how they're giving back to the community both touched upon something that's really important, that you have to teach these kids young. If they want them to be successful, they can't pick up a basketball when they're in 7th and 8th grade and say, I'm going to be pretty okay at this. They have to learn young, and they've got to learn to do things the right way and not develop bad habits. So, I mean, both gentlemen that were here are trying to do that, especially in Monroe County. We've talked all the time about Lehigh Valley competition that we're in. They've got to be able to compete.
That's a shame.
Edwards.
Wow.
How about that spin move by Winston Edwards?
A 1-point game now, Winston Edwards.
Gallatin for 3, no, and a chance for Keglovits to take the lead here, and they throw it away.
Pass just a little too far ahead.
We can get another old friend here, and great to see this guy out here.
Anthony Davis might have had trouble with that pass. I don't know. No? You would have had it? Joel
Great to see Bob Matthews. Or Bob Matson, rather.
It's a 3-point game with 6 minutes to play.
Valentin. And then Edwards at the other end with 17.
Edwards has been electric here in the second half.
And Doobie's with us. Bob Matson has joined us here. Great to see you, buddy. How you feeling?
Doing great, buddy. Thank you.
Oh, there's another three. There's one more three for you for the Perryman team. And well, they're getting
Oh,
close.
that's it.
There you go. I think they got
They
the girls.
got it. That's 16.
That's 16.
That's 16. They got the girls. I was wrong.
It was Creasy with the other three. He misses this one. Bob Matson with us now. He's the guy years ago when they needed this all-star game. They needed something for the guys. You guys jumped in and got this thing going. And 17 years later, it's just getting bigger and bigger.
It's amazing. 17 years ago, we started this on a whim when we were told the Lehigh Valley didn't want us in their game anymore. And we put this thing together, and look where it's at today. We got the pep bands from schools, we got cheerleaders, we got the community all involved, and we got, it's just a fantastic atmosphere here.
And it's been a great crowd, moved from Monday to Sunday, and everybody thought on the weekend, but you got away from softball practice and track practice and things like that, and it's been great for the kids.
It is. It's tough. It's not the NCAA tournament's going on right now, but this is the thing we have to decide. It was a great time to decide to do it on a Sunday. And you know how it is parking around here. You come to do the college games, you can't park around here.
Right. You got to be proud of what you started. That's come around to what it is here for not only the kids, but Perryman and Keglovits, the families, the extended families, the families that aren't families but really are families that have all come together for this whole thing.
I think when you play basketball, Nadia will agree with me, when you play any sport you play, you're part of that family. No matter what team you ever played for, when you play too, you're still part of that team. You still talk to guys, you hear things about it. So when you play sports, it's a team thing. It's a team, it's all family. That's why this thing is so nice. And we're honoring so many people for what they have done. Like Coach Piankowski, and it's just fantastic to give Kenny the honor he deserves.
Yeah, that was a good one with Kenny getting the Keglovits.
Well, if we had to honor you and Dr. Bob, we had to honor Kenny. Yeah.
You did us. You got to do almost everybody. But yeah, I mean that was and when we were awarded that, it was such an honor to be even associated with the name of Keglovits. It certainly was, and Kenny really is certainly well-deserving of it.
17 years he's been on our board helping us out. We just want to thank you and Nadia for coming out, and Zach Booth and the other guys for letting you guys come here today and doing this. We appreciate everything you do for us.
Our pleasure. Always
You're part of my family, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Bob.
Be well.
Thanks, Nadia.
Bob Matson with us here. Great to see him back here in the gym. So what a great job that the whole group has put together here.
Jeremiah Anderson back the other way.
Anderson, a couple more baskets here, and 24 for Jeremiah as he does not...
He's just so tough.
Yeah.
He's so tough.
He does not disappoint.
No, he does not.
Edwards now on the other side. Oh, get the baseline.
Winston.
Reverse cannot go, but the follow.
And Tashad Thompson follows 18 for Tashad.
It's still a 3-point game. I mean, both games have been competitive right down to the end.
But all of a sudden, you notice it went from that happy-go-lucky fun, we want to go dunk, to a game where they're playing a little bit of defense and actually looking for good shots and trying to win this thing.
You can definitely see the competitive spirit coming out in them, and I think as the game progresses here in the last 2 minutes, we're going to see some tenacious defense by both teams.
Tashad with 20, and it's a 1-point game.
Bob Matson has been involved with the Perryman Keglovits Foundation since its beginning. I mean, he's just a great individual. When he talked about family there, I mean, being in Monroe County, there's some familiar faces here, and they're all, here for one greater cause. And that's what family does. They get together to try to support something that is bigger than them.
Yeah. Castro scores, and all of a sudden, Keglovits has the lead. Anderson splits the D, and he'll shoot 2. It's one of those events, too, where you see some faces you haven't seen in a long time. Like, oh, my goodness. Oh, they tried alley-oop. Anderson couldn't finish, but Pilgrim is in there, does. And they will count it. And a foul will give Pilgrim a 3-point opportunity.
Did he make it? No shot, right? Oh, count. Okay, thank you, sir.
So they count the goal, and it gives Perryman the lead.
The 3-point play.
And Pilgrim with one more.
Bounces out. It's a 1-point
2 minutes left in a 1-point game. Castro for 3 in the lead. No.
It's going to be interesting how this last 2 minute plays out and what the coaches are going to do. We talked about that in the girls' game, if they were going to change players, are they going to leave them in? How are they going to handle this? We'll see what they do here.
By the way, the girls still lead in 3s to dunks, though. I believe I have 8 dunks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But the boys beat them in 3s. I would have put not a whole lot of money on it, but I would have thought the girls would have won.
Mike Strauss,
that was a big one.
Stroudsburg, a big 3. Winston Edwards to answer. No.
Good rebound.
Thompson the putback, 22 for Tishad. Pilgrim was looking for Anderson to alley-oop on the trailer. Thompson end-to-end goes to the left hand, and it's tied up.
He's been tough all game, Thompson. How many points does he have now? 24?
24. They're going to go for the last shot here. You know, I don't think a coach has called a timeout yet.
No, they have not.
Somebody get a timeout and set up a play.
I think both coaches know this is an all-star game. We're going to let them handle it.
I don't know. Tashad Thompson was out there looking like he wanted to cut off that pass.
Well, the smiles are still back. You see them all smiling as they dribble the ball out here. I wonder if they end in a tie and just go into overtime.
15 seconds.
Anderson with it, 12. Are they just going to decide to play it to a tie?
There's going to be a 3. There's got to be a 3 somewhere, or an alley-oop.
Villalona off balance. No, and it's tied up at 84.
We have to go to computer-wise? What are we doing?
What? A 1 minute overtime. 1 minute overtime.
TV is calling for 1. Can we get 2?
2 minute overtime? Okay.
We'll get 2.
Go ahead, 2 minute overtime.
Can we get 2.5? 2 minutes.
Chuck Cease and I have just decided we're going to have a 2 minute overtime. So it's tied at 84, and we're going to a 2 minute overtime. See, I think they should have gone to a sudden death, but so we're going to play a 2 minute overtime. We have plenty of time.
You decided that 2 minute overtime. If you would have yelled sudden death across the court, I think they would have done it. But you picked
well,
the
actually,
2 minute.
I said 1, and I think Bob Mullen was asking for 2.
Should have done 1.5. The halfway mark. Came to an agreement.
Do they have 6 guys? There's 6 guys on the court.
What were you saying before? Throw them all on?
Yeah, put all 10 of them out there. Put all 10 on the court. All right. It's going to be Gaddis and Dumbinski, and Winston Edwards scores. I have a feeling they weren't sure which way they were going.
I thought that too.
Or defending. Winston Edwards gives Keglovits the lead, 19 points for Winston. And then a 3. Valentin for 3. It's his second 3, and they take the lead. Gaddis at the other end with an alley-oop, misses, but gets his own rebound. They trail by 1.
Wow.
Edwards tries to go through the legs. That doesn't work, but Isabu is there for the putback, and they take the lead. Ford for 3. No. That's going to go to Keglovits with a 1-point lead.
You know who I feel the most sorry for right now? The ref. He's been doing two games and now in overtime.
And it takes a bit to run up and down.
It
with
really
these
does.
Guys. Castro, no, he'll get another chance. Got it. 14 for Castro. Boy, it's been the Pocono Mountain East guys. 24 for Thompson, 19 Edwards.
Ooh.
Castro with 14, and then a 3 for Valentin to tie it at 90. Castro, and he gives Keglovits the lead. 40 seconds.
What do you think, double overtime?
Valentin, no. Double overtime, we're going to go sudden death.
With 10 players.
With half minute remains.
30 seconds left.
Keglovits with a 2-point lead. They're going to attack. It's taken away. Paris for 3 in the lead. No. Gaddis with the rebound.
Don't go for the win. You got to get it back, man.
In the corner for 3.
Oh, that's
big
it.
3.
5-point lead with 5 seconds left to play.
Big 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Perryman Keglovits All-Stars.
Eddie Dramosin with that 3, and that'll do it. The Keglovits team comes from behind to win it 95-90. And what a great day for these two. We're going to take a break and come back and talk to our guys in a moment. Here in the Perryman Keglovits. Stay with us. Back to ESU, Perryman Keglovits All-Star Game. The Keglovits team comes from behind for that win, and Jacob Millery, Stroudsburg North, 14 points in the game. That was a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it very much.
First of all, talk about how much fun it was, but also coming out with a victory here.
It was really fun to come back, with us seniors, we're leaving. This is our last game. It was very exciting for me personally.
How about being part of this whole event, the Perryman Keglovits?
I love it. It's for a good cause, cancer. I love it.
Great job, ladies. All right, let's get Tashad in here. Tashad Thompson, I have you for 24 points, game high. Early on, though, it was that dunk fest. But I have a couple of negatives on you because you missed a couple early, but then you guys came through. First of all, how much fun was that dunk fest early on?
It was all right. I like it, but it's not better than NBA, though. It's not. It's not. Never that. That's all, really.
What did it mean to come out here and get a victory here?
I didn't give up. None of us gave up, actually. Coach wanted to win. That's what we got. We got to win.
It was funny because early on you guys were having a lot of fun, but when this game got tight, it got serious. You guys are competitors.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's why we made the All-Star team. We're competitors. Yes, we are.
What did it mean to be part of this event?
As you said, it's actually the same thing. Same thing he said. Cancer. It was actually fun, too. Playing with old friends on teams, All-Stars together. It's actually fun.
Congratulations. All right, let's get Andres Gaddis in here. 9 points, Pleasant Valley. You were part of that dunk fest early on too, man. What was that like?
It was fun. It was very enjoyable. I really don't know how to explain it. There was a lot of excitement. I joined in because I saw everybody was having fun, so I was like, I might as well myself. That's it.
Talk about how you guys as competitors, when you see a score up there and you see a close game, all of a sudden things got a little bit interesting and it went from having fun to wanting the victory.
Like Tashad said, Coach wanted the victory, so that's what we got for him. We got him the victory. He said he didn't want to lose in the huddle, so we had to win.
What about being part of this Perryman Keglovits event?
It's very exciting. Like I didn't know I was gonna be a part of it. I really didn't expect to be in it. I didn't play much during the season because my wrist was broke. I came back late, and my coach told me to come and take a picture, and then he said you might be a part of the All-Star game. I was very excited. So it's nice to be a part of this. It's our last season. That's it. Not really much.
Congratulations, guys. Great job. Enjoyed it. It was a fun time. good luck in your futures.
Thank you.
All right, part of the Perryman Keglovits. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump back over here. If you give me a chance, I'm going to run back over and get Nadia back on headset here. So I said, this All-Star game, we're just kind of winging it. So we're going to get Nadia back in here to finish things up. Zach Sterniello over here as well, part of the event. I'm going to jump on headset. I said
Sorry about that.
We're sort of winging it here, but we're going to finish it up.
Well,
Nadia,
I found a phone in the bleachers. I had, is this my phone? So I was trying to help out.
But it was fun. Great having you with us.
Thank you.
But this was fun tonight.
It was really fun, and it was great to see the kids showcase their skills, but also be unselfish and play together, and for a great cause, and to continue on with that legacy and that family that every single person came over and talked about. That was really fun. Now I feel like I'm part of the Blue Ridge Channel 13 family.
There you go.
Maybe I'll be back.
Well, you did a great job this time.
Thank you. Much better than last time where I said nothing. I said nothing.
Again, congratulations to the organizers of Perryman Keglovits. It was a great event, a successful event, 17 years and going strong. So to everyone involved in Perryman Keglovits, we thank them for having us here. We're proud to be a part of it. What a great event. The Monroe community really came together tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody here, like they said, is just family. It's familiar faces, and it's people coming together for a great cause.
That'll do it for us. We thank Anthony Zayak in the truck. For Nadia Goronsky, the entire BRC 13 crew, I'm Bob Capasso. Thanks for being a part of the Perryman Keglovits All-Star Classic.